Welcome to the channel. Chemistry Part 2 Preparatory SLC State Level Preparatory Exam 2025. 2AgCl gives 2Ag plus Cl2. The type of this chemical reaction is decomposition. The total number of covalent bonds present in the nitrogen molecule is 3. FeSO4 plus X gives Fe plus XSO4. X is represent copper, Cu. The name of sodium compound that is used for softening of hard water. Answer: the sodium compound used for the softening hard water is sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Which ion produce a white precipitate when solution of the sodium sulfate is added to the solution of barium chloride? Precipitation reaction. The answer is barium ion Ba2 plus and the sulfate ion SO4 2 minus produce the white precipitate of barium sulfate when the solution of sodium sulfate and the barium chloride are mixed each other. The precipitation reaction is barium sulfate. How is the concentration of hydroxide ion OH minus affected when excess base is dissolved in solution of potassium hydroxide? Answer: the concentration of hydroxide ion OH minus increases when excess base is dissolved in solution of potassium hydroxide. Find the following with respect to the carbon compounds. First one, structure isomer. Second one, hydrogenation. Answer: molecules with the same molecular formula but different arrangement of atom is called structural isomerism. A chemical reaction where hydrogen is added to a molecule, typically to an unsaturated compound, is called as hydrogenation. What are the functional groups? Name the functional groups present in the propanol and propanol. Specific group of atom within molecule that are responsible for characteristic of chemical reaction of those molecules. Propanol having the CHO molecular formula. Write any four properties of ionic compounds. High melting point and boiling point, solid at room temperature, conduct electricity when it is melting or molten stage, brittle. Which solution will be formed after the electrolysis of brine solution? How do you determine the nature of that solution by using red and blue litmus paper? Sodium hydroxide means NaOH solution is formed after the electrolysis of brine solution. To determine its nature, use litmus papers. Red litmus paper will turns blue and blue litmus paper will remains blue, indicates the solution is basic. So NaOH is base. Balance the following chemical equation. NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. K plus O2 gives K2O. Answer: put the 2 N near the place of NaOH and 4 K. ZNO plus carbon gives zinc plus carbon monoxide. Write the reactant that are oxidized and reduced this reaction. Carbon is oxidized, zinc oxide ZNO is reduced in this reaction. List the changes that takes place during the chemical reaction. Answer: the change in state, change in color, evolution of gas, change in temperature, and the last one is formation of precipitate are the changes takes place in the chemical reaction. Write the balanced chemical equation for the following reaction. Calcium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide gives calcium carbonate plus water. Answer: calcium hydroxide CaOH twice plus CO2 carbon dioxide gives calcium carbonate CaO3. Draw the diagram of at the arrangement of apparatus used to show the reaction of steam on the metal and label the following parts. First one, glass wool soaked in the water and delivery tube. This is one of the important diagram in the part of chemistry. Plaster of Paris is stored in dry place. Why? Plaster of Paris. Why? Because it absorbs water, then it becomes very hard. Solution of the glucose does not exhibit acidic property. Why? Glucose having the C, but still it is not acid because it dissociates to produce H plus ion in the solution. Milk mixed with baking soda takes longer time to set as curd. It is not easy process, it is a long process. Why? Because baking soda has a base and neutralizes the acid to produce by the bacteria, which is necessary for the curdling or yet to formation of the curd is a long process. Write the structural formula of the following. One is benzene and ethine. Benzene having the structural formula C6H6, ethine C2H2. Explain the mechanism of cleaning action of soap. One of the important question is this. The cleaning action of soap is based on their ability to form micellar, which can emulsify oily or the greasy dirt, allowing it to be washed away with water. Soaps are sodium or the potassium salt of long chain fatty acids. They have a polar head and a non-polar tail. When the soap is added to the water containing dirt or a grease, the hydrophobic tail of the soap molecule clusters together surrounding the oil or the grease particle. Then it can be washed off with the help of water. Thank you.